Gibby is arguably the most broken and most valuable legend in the game. His arm shield, broken. His fortified, broken. His bubble, broken. The fact that he can tank a Kraber headshot, broken. But there are a lot of people who still don't play Gibby. Why? I'm not sure, because everyone is playing Gibby in ranked, and the only honest reason why most people play Gibby is because the other team has a Gibby. But as stated before, a lot of people still don't play him. So I decided I want to do a Gibby guide for players who want to pick him up as their main or as an alternative for when their main is taken, and also for when they need to play him in rank. But disclaimer, this is a basic guide for Gibby because I'm not a Gibby main. This guide is to help new players with picking up Gibby, and also a few tips and tricks for his kit. This guide won't be as in-depth because, as I said before, I'm not a Gibby main, but I am familiar with his kit to an extent. Gibby has two passives: his gun shield, which activates when you aim down sights, which covers the upper half of his body unless it was previously destroyed by enemy fire, and also his second passive, fortified, which reduces all incoming damage by 15%. To put into context, Gibby can tank a Kraber headshot. That shouldn't be a thing. Gibby's tactical is his dome of protection, which is known as his bubble, which I'll go more in depth with. His ultimate is his defensive bombardment, which rains down destruction / bombs on the area in which he throws the signal. Gibby's passive is broken and makes him even more broken. His fortified prevents him from being slowed when getting shot at, and also reduce incoming damage by 15%. Gibby's second passive is his gun shield, which has a health of 50 and allows him to shoot through while aiming down sights. For this passive, you're going to want to be running a loadout of guns that you will definitely have to ADS, which seems that you have the added health with your gun shield. Guns such as the Mastiff, Peacekeeper, R301, R99, Longbow, or any other gun where you definitely have to ADS, because the gun shield won't activate unless you ADS. So taking advantage of the gun shield should be your number one priority when playing Gibby. If your team has a shield count of purple, blue, you can take your teammate's blue shield and build it up to purple, because as Gibby you're going to be doing most of the poking in fights, seeing that you have your gun shield. Now let's talk about the most important part of his kit, and by far one of his most broken abilities in the game, his bubble. The bubble has many different uses, such as reviving your teammates, blocking grenades, enemy ultimate abilities, crossing open spaces on each respective maps, and also going on the offensive and being able to aggressively push with the bubble. When deployed, Gibby will throw a disc. When it hits the ground, it will create a 12-meter wide bubble / shield, which players are free to go in and out of as they please. But as I said before, if you shoot at the bubble, it will not go through the bubble, nor will grenades, ultimates, or whatever else you throw at it. Also, any knocked teammates who are being picked up by Gibby in the shield will be revived 25% faster. The cooldown on the bubble is 30 seconds if I remember correctly, so you don't want to be throwing your bubble all around the place when you don't need it, and then be without your bubble for 30 seconds if you get caught in a bad spot. Good bubble placement and timing will help you win a lot of fights in different stages of the game, especially in ranked games. The bubble can also be used offensively for when you are making a push by placing it forward when you are pushing an enemy team. It will provide protection and also cover for your teammates and yourself as well for that immediate fight. Some important tips: if you are placing the bubble on an uneven surface, if you are either on height or just placing it on terrain, enemies will be able to shoot at your feet, so you won't be 100% protected by the bubble in this instance. So if you get your legs blown off, they weren't cheating. You just place the bubble in a bad spot. One important thing to learn if you are going to be maining Gibby, or even as a player, is bubble fighting. As Gibby, you're going to always want to be ADSing when you are bubble fighting because you have your gun shield. Preferably, you're going to want to use a shotgun, since that you're going to be in a close range encounter, and this just now comes down to hitting your shots and moving in and out of the bubble to throw your enemy off, and also to block some of the incoming damage from the enemy. Once your gun shield is broken, realistically you're going to want to switch to hip firing to keep up your mobility, since that your added layer of protection is now gone. You can time enemy Gibby bubbles for when you need to throw grenades or your ultimate to catch them off guard, but keep in mind, one crypto ultimate and your bubble is destroyed. The bubble does have a travel time and it takes 0.5 to 1 seconds to deploy, so if you throw it at a good distance in front of you, you will be vulnerable for some time. This is also a very important ability for Gibby. When Gibby throws down his ultimate, he calls down a defensive bombardment, basically bombs raining from the sky, in a 24-meter radius upon the targeted area for 6 seconds. Any enemy caught in the radius of the ult will be dealt 40 damage with each bomb, and they will also be severely stunned and slow. This ultimate is really good for pushing enemies off height, forcing them to leave a good spot they are holding if your teammate is knocked and you need time to pull off a res, and forcing them to retreat if they are trying to push you and your teammates. If you pair your ult and your bubble, you find yourself in a good position because your bubble will block the incoming bombardment while the enemy team has to scramble. Just like Bangalore's ultimate, your ultimate can also slow your teammates, which is why communicating with your team when you are going to ult is super important. Always keep an eye on what other Gibbies are doing. If you force them to bubble early, make sure to take advantage of that. I hope this guide helps you to pick up Gibby and add him to your list of legends that you can play, because he is a broken legend and is really good for high ranked games. Until next video, this has been Playboy Sasuke. Have a great day.